You're gonna need water. Can you do a handstand? So you can protect the environment. Can you do a handstand? So you can read, but can you do a handstand? So you can text your girlfriend. Does she know you can't do a handstand? So you can contemplate your recently lonely existence, but you can't do a handstand? Haunt you forever! Can't even do a handstand. Forever. Novel. Handstand. Do a handstand? Novel. Can't even do
Cognitive face.
Forever.
Associative face.
Handstand. Novel. Forever.
Novel skill. Teach me how to do a handstand. Teach me how to do a handstand.
So if I understand correctly, the purpose of your presence here is to apply motor learning concepts to the learning of performing a two-handed handstand as a novel skill, to assess through performance whether learning has occurred as a result of implementation of practice guided by motor learning concepts.
I think so.
You are ready.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
Doesn't look very safe. Let me show you how to perform a handstand safely. Not like this joker. When performing a handstand, it is important to use a soft mat to prevent injuries. Ooh, squishy. When performing assisted handstands, the spotter should have a firm grip. Look at that firm grip. Handstands can also be performed safely with the assistance of a wall.
Now we're safe. What's next?
I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about scoring a handstand. Handstands are to be scored on total elapsed time from feet off the floor to any body part returning to the floor other than the hands. The average time will be taken for all non-assisted trials done at the end of each practice session. That's 5 trials per session. The averages for each session are then compared to assess the rate and success of learning. The 3 subjects will be compared for overall success as well as improvement over time. Trend lines for the rate of success will be generated in order to identify the type of learning performance curve associated with each subject.
I don't keep score.
That's okay. Let's talk about practice scheduling. There are a total of 4 practice sessions, each one having its own unique level of assistance. They break down as follows. Practice Tier 1. Start from wall with person assisting. Practice Tier 2. Start from wall with no person assisting. Practice Tier 3. Start with no wall and only person assisting. Practice Tier 4. Completely unassisted. Each tier will have 1 practice session. Each session will have 5 attempts with a maximum hold of 30 seconds and a 1-minute rest period in between each attempt. At the end of the first 5 practice trials of a session, the subject will perform 5 trials completely unassisted, and the average of those 5 trials will be recorded. These will be the retention trials. Fatigue can play a role since this movement requires high levels of upper body muscle strength. For this reason, the acquisition trials were kept to only 5 attempts each. There will be a 10-minute minimum rest period before the retention and transfer trials. This is to reduce any mental fatigue as well as allow adenosine triphosphate resynthesis to minimize the potential for physical fatigue as a performance variable. For person-assisted tiers, the person assisting is only allowed to touch the subject's shins. No other body part may be stabilized by the person assisting. Practice sessions will be held 2 to 3 times per week based upon availability. However, practice sessions will occur no less than 2 times per week and no more than 3 times per week.
I don't practice.
Well, now you do. Let's talk about our findings.
Due to the task's physical difficulty, we expect a positively accelerating performance curve. The learner will progress more slowly initially, with faster improvement as practice goes on. We will use trend lines to analyze the outcome. Performance curves were not positively accelerating. Thus, practice time will lead to an equal amount of performance increase. I don't care about the results.
Gotcha! Let's have a discussion.
All subjects were male and non-sedentary. Each subject had a linear trend line with a positive correlation. Dylan's correlation was insufficient for valid predictability with a low R value of 0.5138. Anthony's R value was 0.8813 and Brendan's R value was 0.8706. From this, we can assume that Anthony and Brendan had a linear progression of performance which would have continued with practice. Dylan's previous experience may have altered the learning progression. This means that either Dylan's handstand learning is a negatively accelerating performance curve or our methods are tailored to true beginners. What we could have improved. We could have done acquisition trials initially, then assisted handstands for practice, and finish each practice session the same as before with retention trials. This would allow us to individually compare how effective each assistive method was. We could also increase the sample size of our study and broaden the demographic.